What if I told you the secret to attracting everything you desire lies in needing nothing? Sounds absurd, doesn't it? But this is the cold, brutal truth. As Niccolo Machiavelli observed, those who do not rely on anything and depend on nothing wield true power. In the game of life, desperation is your enemy. Every time you crave something, you lose power. You show weakness. You reveal your need. And the world, ever cruel, will withhold from you. But when you need nothing, you become a force that cannot be ignored. You are untouchable. You attract power, wealth, love, success. Not because you chase it, but because you refuse to need it. In this video, we'll uncover 9 truths that prove why needing nothing is the secret to attracting everything you want. Number 1. The paradox of power and vulnerability. The greatest power lies in what others perceive as your greatest weakness. Vulnerability, when detached from need, becomes your most formidable weapon. It is the paradox of strength. Most people fear vulnerability, viewing it as an admission of fragility or failure. They build walls to protect themselves, hiding behind masks to conceal any perceived weakness. But the one who needs nothing is unafraid of exposure. He stands unshielded, not because he is weak, but because he has transcended the need to hide. To need nothing is to embrace your humanity fully, without shame. Vulnerability, when freed from the need for approval, becomes a rare form of power. When you no longer seek validation from the world, when you have nothing to protect, you become impervious to harm. People may mistake your openness for fragility, but this is their fatal misstep. For the person who fears nothing, who requires nothing, is the one who cannot be controlled. His vulnerability is not weakness, but an impenetrable shield. Machiavelli understood this paradox of power, recognizing that those who could embrace their vulnerabilities without fear of losing their power were the ones who would truly dominate. Number 2. Strategic scarcity. Scarcity creates value. When you need nothing, you can afford to make yourself scarce. And this scarcity makes you more valuable than ever. The world operates on a basic law. What is rare is coveted. Those who constantly give themselves away, who are always available, become common, and their worth diminishes. But the one who needs nothing has the luxury of choosing when to be present and when to disappear. And it is this calculated absence that makes him an object of desire. The truth is simple. People want what they cannot have. When you make yourself scarce, you create a psychological gap. Others feel an insatiable desire to fill that gap, to reach what seems just out of their grasp. But this is not the act of playing games. It is the art of letting things come to you naturally, without desperation, without need. In your absence, you are elevated. Machiavelli knew this principle well, understanding that the ability to create a perception of rarity is essential for gaining influence. When you can withdraw and leave others wanting more, you position yourself as someone who cannot be taken for granted. Scarcity does not come from lacking. It comes from the ability to let go of what you don't need, creating a space where others are forced to recognize your value. The one who needs nothing does not need to prove his worth. He lets others come to him. The less you give, the more others will give to you. People chase what seems unattainable. When you allow your presence to be rare, they chase you, but they can never quite catch up. They will always be pursuing, forever desiring, never fully obtaining. This is where true power lies, in your ability to withhold, to become elusive, to make others feel as though they are in pursuit of something precious, something rare. Number 3, the enigma of silence. Silence is a weapon. The less you speak, the more you reveal. The world is full of noise, opinions, demands, expectations. But the one who needs nothing is not compelled to add to that cacophony. Silence becomes an enigma, an impenetrable veil that forces others to seek meaning in the absence of words. When you are silent, people are drawn to you in ways they can't quite explain. Your silence speaks louder than any words could. In a world where everyone is eager to speak, to be heard, the one who says less stands apart. Speech often betrays need. When you constantly express yourself, you reveal your desires, your insecurities, your wants. But when you speak less, you remove the need for validation, creating a mystique that others find magnetic. The less you need to be heard, the more you command attention. Machiavelli recognized the power of silence, understanding that the ruler who speaks sparingly is perceived as wise, not because of what he says, but because of the absence of unnecessary words. He commands respect simply by maintaining control over his speech. The more selective you are with your words, the more your silence becomes an unspoken command. When you need nothing from others, you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. Your silence becomes a statement, one that others can't help but try to decipher. The mystery that silence creates fuels curiosity and fascination. People are drawn to what they cannot understand, and silence offers them just enough to wonder, but not enough to know for sure. In your silence, you become an enigma, an elusive force that others feel compelled to figure out. Number 4, the illusion of effortlessness. Effort is for those who need something. True power comes from the ability to make everything seem effortless. The world believes that success, power, and influence are products of constant struggle, of striving, of pushing against the tide. But the one who needs nothing has already mastered the art of effortlessness. To need nothing is to operate from a place of internal alignment, where every action is executed with precision, grace, and purpose. The more you need nothing, the less effort you expend to achieve your desires. It is the illusion of effortless mastery that commands the most respect. Effort creates friction, and friction creates resistance. When you are attached to outcomes, you force things to happen. You chase, you struggle, you exert yourself. And the more you exert, the more you exhaust your energy and your resources. But those who need nothing move with the current of life, directing it subtly, bending it to their will without force because they are already in harmony with their own desires. The struggle is not theirs. They have detached themselves from the need for struggle. In this detachment, they make what others see as impossible seem effortless. Machiavelli, in his understanding of power, knew that true rulers did not need to flaunt their power through constant display or effort. True power is subtle, it is felt, not seen. It operates behind the scenes, guiding events without making a spectacle of itself. The person who needs nothing doesn't need to prove their strength. Their actions are so smooth, so seamless, that others don't even realize they are being directed. When you need nothing, the universe aligns itself with you, and it is this effortless alignment that attracts everything. The key is to stop forcing, stop chasing, stop grasping at what seems elusive. Let go of need and watch everything fall into place effortlessly. Number 5, vibrating at a higher frequency. Power is not just in what you do, but in what you are. Every action, every word, every thought sends out ripples into the world, and those ripples attract the energy that mirrors them. You cannot attract power, wealth, and success if you are vibrating at a low frequency. If you are consumed by fear, doubt, or desperation, the world responds to those who project strength, confidence, and self-sufficiency. It responds to those who are unwavering in their belief in their own worth. The more you embody the energy of what you want, the more it is drawn to you. This is the most crucial and dangerous part of the game. To become the type of person who naturally attracts what they desire. When you exude calm, confidence, and power, the world bends toward you. But if you exude desperation, need, or weakness, the world will turn its back. You cannot fake this frequency. It must come from within. Machiavelli grasped this principle deeply. He argued that power lies not in brute force, but in the ability to project an image of strength, regardless of the circumstances. Those who exude weakness, whether through indecision or insecurity, lose influence. But those who carry themselves with unshakable confidence, even in times of crisis, attract loyalty and respect. Their energy, their frequency, becomes magnetic, and those who wish to gain favor are drawn to them, not because they are needy, but because they radiate the power that everyone secretly craves. This is how you begin to attract success, by becoming unstoppable. You need to vibrate at a frequency that matches your desires. If you want wealth, you must embody abundance. If you want influence, you must embody power. The more you project your own value, the more the world will recognize it. The more you become a reflection of what you desire, the more you pull those very things toward you. To vibrate at a higher frequency means to elevate your standards and your actions. It means to never settle for mediocrity or weakness. If you want to attract the best, you must become the best. This is not about arrogance. It is about true inner belief. When you believe in your own worth, the world has no choice but to recognize it. And those who once overlooked you will soon begin to seek your approval. This is power at its core, the ability to draw others to you, to bend them to your will without lifting a finger. Number 6. Letting go of ego. The ego is your greatest enemy in the pursuit of power. It is the part of you that craves validation, recognition, and adoration. It is the part of you that fears rejection and is consumed with insecurity. But the moment you let go of the ego is the moment you become truly powerful. The ego binds you to the world's judgment, and the moment you release it, you free yourself from the shackles of external opinion. The ego thrives on comparison. It wants to be better than others, to be seen as superior. It tells you that you must prove yourself, that you must earn approval, that you must fight for respect. But in doing so, you weaken yourself. You become desperate for validation, constantly chasing after the approval of others. In doing this, you become predictable and weak. The man who is ruled by his ego is enslaved to the opinions of the world. His power is an illusion because it is dependent on external forces. The more you feed your ego, the more you subject yourself to others' control. Machiavelli understood this better than most. In The Prince, he advised rulers to never let their ego cloud their judgment. A ruler who is overly concerned with his own reputation or who acts out of vanity will lose power. He becomes vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. The ruler who lets go of his ego is a force to be reckoned with. He acts not from the desire for approval, but from the cold, calculated logic of his own goals. His actions are not motivated by what others think of him, but by what is strategically advantageous. When you release your ego, you become untouchable. You are no longer swayed by praise or criticism. You no longer need to prove yourself to anyone. You are free to act in your best interest, not in the interest of maintaining an image. The ego demands that you fight for recognition, but the true master knows that recognition comes without effort. The more you seek approval, the more you chase after power, the more you push it away. But the more you let go of your ego, the more power gravitates toward you. Number 7. The power of controlled reactions. Most people are driven by their emotions, reacting instinctively to the chaos around them. Fear, desire, frustration. They allow these forces to control their actions. This is weakness, the need to react, to give in to the outside world. But the one who needs nothing is not bound by such impulse. His reactions are not automatic. He controls them. His emotional state is not dictated by the world. It is governed by him alone. Reacting is surrender. It is a submission to the whims of others, a silent admission that you are being manipulated by the external forces. But the one who needs nothing is immune to such influence. When you need nothing, you choose your responses. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are unaffected by the momentary disruptions of life because you know how to respond, not react. Reaction is a form of weakness because it is uncontrolled. It shows that your emotions and decisions are governed by external forces. True power lies in control. The person who needs nothing does not respond from emotion. He remains calm, calculating, precise. He evaluates the situation, weighs the consequences, and only then chooses how to act. This ability to control one's reactions is the true mark of power. It keeps you in command, unshakable, untouchable. Machiavelli was keenly aware that the person who controls their emotions controls their destiny. When you control your reactions, you control the narrative. To react impulsively is to lose control, to let others dictate your next move. But when you choose your response with deliberation and purpose, you maintain dominance. The one who reacts impulsively becomes predictable, vulnerable. The one who is detached, who needs nothing, keeps people guessing. They are unpredictable, and in that unpredictability lies their power. Number 8, the power of unwavering focus. In a world overwhelmed with distractions, the one who truly needs nothing is the one who can remain intensely focused on what matters most. While the masses chase after fleeting desires and constantly react to the endless noise around them, you stand apart. Calm, steady, and unshaken by external turbulence, your power lies in your unwavering focus. Focus is the rarest and most potent currency of true power. It is the ability to direct your attention, your energy, and all your resources toward a single, clear objective, without being swayed by the opinions of others, the temptations of the moment, or the constant pull of distractions that consume most people. When you need nothing, your attention is fully your own. You are no longer scattered, no longer pulled in every possible direction by what others expect or what you think you should want. The person who needs nothing does not waste precious energy on trivial pursuits or passing pleasures. They are not distracted by fleeting experiences or the ever-changing opinions of crowds. Their vision is sharp, singular, and deliberate. They know exactly what they want, and with purposeful determination, they move toward that goal with precision and clarity. This kind of focused energy acts like a magnet, naturally drawing toward you everything you need, without any frantic effort. It carries the overwhelming force of clarity and unshakable direction. The great strategist, Niccolo Machiavelli, understood the vital importance of focus in the arena of power. One distracted by too many desires or external demands risks losing control and influence. But the one who remains steady, whose eyes never waver from true objectives, who is unmoved by distractions, ultimately prevails. Focus is a form of strength and control. The power to maintain a singular concentration, to prioritize what genuinely matters, and to ruthlessly cut away all else that distracts or dilutes your energy. When you reach a state of needing nothing, you lift yourself above the chaos and distraction of the world. You eliminate the noise that would otherwise scatter your vital energy. You no longer waste time and resources chasing what others tell you should pursue. Instead, you move with a clear and unrelenting single-mindedness toward your goals, becoming unstoppable. You don't need to chase power, wealth, or success because your unwavering focus naturally attracts them to you. You become a force that nothing can block or deter, an unyielding presence fixed firmly on what truly matters. Number 9. Mastery of boundaries. In the unforgiving arena of human power, boundaries are your invisible battlements. They shape the realm you command and dictate who is permitted within your circle, and who will forever remain outside the gates, denied. Those who need nothing wield boundaries, not as mere lines, but as instruments of psychological warfare and dominion. Mastering boundaries is not about withdrawal or timidity. It is a calculated assertion of control. It is a brutal clarity that communicates, this far, no further. And it is enforced not through loud proclamations, but through silent, unyielding presence. In discerning what and who you will allow, you transform your time, energy, and attention into the rarest of currency, a valuable gift reserved for the worthy. This mastery unsettles those who seek to overstep. It transforms you into a fortress, impenetrable by desperation and untouchable because your limits are non-negotiable. Every boundary you draw projects strength, deterring manipulation and exploitation alike. Those who must earn your favor find themselves chasing a prize few acquire, a dynamic born of selective access and disciplined detachment. Machiavelli understood the necessity of guarding one's domain with iron resolve. Boundaries prevent dilution of influence, protect against erosion by endless demands, and preserve the integrity of power. They create a psychological moat that demands respect, instills caution, and commands obedience without uttering a word. To master boundaries is to master yourself, to know when to welcome and when to repel, when to connect and when to sever. This ruthless discernment is the hallmark of someone who needs nothing but gains everything. Your presence is a gatekeeper, and those who respect your limits are drawn into your orbit. Those who disregard them are cast aside, irrelevant and forgotten. Ultimately, the mastery of boundaries is the secret imperium of the sovereign spirit, a fortress carved from clarity, discipline, and unyielding self-worth. It is the silent command that seals your throne and ensures that those who come to you do so on your terms alone. This is the power of needing nothing. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. By embracing these truths, you position yourself to become untouchable, drawing everything you desire effortlessly into your life. If you're ready to master the art of power, hit the like button, Subscribe for more and share this message with those who need to hear it. Let's begin reshaping your destiny today.